Hello everyone. I'm going to present basic electronics, which is common subject for first semester and second semester during engineering. So today presentation will be having on MOSFET, and MOSFET is having how many different types. This session discussion is on module 2. It's about FET and SCR. We know that FET stands for field effective transistor and SCR stands for silicon controlled rectifier. So in this lecture I am going to explain about MOSFET. What is MOSFET and what are the different types of MOSFET? Basically MOSFET is having two different types, E MOSFET and D MOSFET. E MOSFET stand for enhancement mode MOSFET, and D MOSFET is depletion mode MOSFET. Let me discuss about MOSFET in brief. It's an introduction about MOSFET. The MOSFET, the abbreviation for MOSFET is metal oxide semiconductor field effector transistor, is another category of field effector transistor. So as already we know that FET having two different types, JFET and MOSFET. We had a lot of discussion about JFET in the previous lecture. So now we'll be discuss about MOSFET in detail. It's another category of a field effect transistor FET. The MOSFET is a different from JFET. The major difference between the MOSFET and JFET, MOSFET has no PN junction structure, but we can observe the PN junction structure in JFET. So that is a one major difference between MOSFET and JFET. We know that the JFET having two types, P and PNP JFET and NPN type JFET. So in both the cases we have we can observe the two PN junction structure. So for example, if I take the PNP this is PNP type JFET. So between this P and N, there is a one junction. So first junction. So again, we can observe one more junction between the NP. So we can observe the second junction between this N and this P type. So that is another junction. So in PNP we can observe two two PN junction. So it is similar to the NPN NPN type JFET. NPN. So between this N and this P there is a one PN junction, and between this P and this N there is another PN junction. So total two PN junction that we can observe in the JFET in two cases, PNP type JFET and NPN type JFET. But in case of MOSFET, there is no PN junction. Okay, there is no PN junction. So instead of PN junction, so the gate of the MOSFET is insulated from the channel by silicon dioxide layer. Okay, you can observe the silicon dioxide layer at the gate of the MOSFET. Okay, that we can observe in the structure of MOSFET in the coming slide. Next, types of MOSFETs, basically having two types, E MOSFET and D MOSFET. Okay, E MOSFET abbreviation stands for enhancement MOSFET, D MOSFET stands for depletion MOSFET, and the details about E MOSFET and D MOSFET will be discussed in the next okay, coming slide in the same lecture. And the last point is the enhancement MOSFET is more widely used. Okay, enormously we can use the MOSFET. The reason is polycrystalline silicon is now used for the gate material instead of metal. Okay, so as we discussed here, silicon dioxide layer we are using at the gate, and that is a polycrystalline silicon. Okay, so that is a one reason. And so these devices are sometimes called as IGFETs. Okay, insulated gate FETs. Again, the reason is same. So because of silicon dioxide layer at the gate, okay, so sometimes we can say the MOSFET as a IGFETs. So this is all okay, about the introduction about MOSFET. So I'll be discussing about E-MOSFET. Is nothing but okay, enhancement MOSFET in detail. The E-MOSFET operates only in the enhancement mode and has no depletion mode. It differs in the construction from the D-MOSFET. So from the beginning we know that FET is basically having two different types, JFET and the MOSFET. The difference between the JFET and MOSFET is what? JFET is having PN junction structure, but MOSFET is don't have the PN junction structure. So that is what the difference between JFET and MOSFET. Okay, so now we are going to discuss about what is the difference between the okay, types of MOSFET. So coming to the types of MOSFET, again two different types, E MOSFET and D MOSFET. Okay, E MOSFET and D MOSFET. The difference between the E MOSFET and D MOSFET is what? Okay, so that we are going to discuss in this particular point. So after we read out the first point, okay, I can make out the difference between the E MOSFET and D MOSFET is what? E MOSFET can be operate only in the E MOSFET, like enhancement MOSFET, but the D MOSFET can be operate, okay, in two different cases. Like D MOSFET can be operate in both the enhancement mode and depletion mode, but E MOSFET can be operate only like in enhancement mode. But in D MOSFET it can be operate in both the ways, like enhancement mode and depletion mode. Okay, so that is what we are trying to make out the difference between E MOSFET and D MOSFET. Okay, now coming to the second point, notice in figure 12a that the substrate extend the completely to the silicon dioxide layer. Okay, now we'll observe the figure 12a. Okay, so this is figure 12, representation of the basic E MOSFET construction and operations of N channel. Okay, I'll tell you why we specifically say it is a N channel. Okay, so coming to the figure, okay, 12a here, first thing that we should observe is there is a drain, source and gate. At the gate, okay, if we observe, so there is a polycrystalline, okay, layer. or silicon dioxide, okay, silicon dioxide layer. So that is exist at the side of gate. Okay, next we have two end regions. Okay, we have two end regions, and between two end regions we have a p substrate, and p substrate is this end regions or end substrate is fabricated inside the p substrate. Okay, the mass of the p substrate is more than the n substrate. Okay, so that we can observe. Okay, now coming to the basic meaning of enhancement is what? So we are going to create or enhance, okay, something. Okay, so here now construction and operation of a n channel. Okay, we are going to construct something, or we are going to enhance something, or we are going to create something. Okay, so what we are going to create is n channel. So where we are going to create a n channel, so we'll discuss, okay, in the next point. Coming to the third point, for an n channel device, a positive gate voltage above a threshold value induces a channel by creating a thin layer of negative charges in the substrate region adjacent to the silicon dioxide layer, as shown in the figure 12b. Okay, now we will move from figure 12a to the 12b. Okay, so we'll try to analyze this first. Okay, at the gate, okay, at the gate we are giving VGG, and from this VGG source we are giving a positive voltage. Okay, and so VDD we'll discuss about this later. So since this positive VGG we are giving to the gate, okay, so the positive charges will be accumulated, okay, at the one side of the silicon dioxide layer. So this is silicon dioxide layer, this is silicon dioxide layer. So the silicon dioxide layer is insulated. Okay, something like for a better understand, we can compare this silicon dioxide layer as a capacitor, and the capacitor is having a two plates, and one side of the capacitor plate will be accumulated with one charges, and other side of the capacitor will be accumulated with the opposite charges. Okay, so how the capacitor is going to work? Since we are giving a VGG, okay, from the VGG we are giving a positive voltage, and positive charge carriers will be accumulated here. Okay, accumulated here. So that is nothing but to the one side of the silicon dioxide layer. Since because of accumulation of these positive charges, they are trying to attract the other, okay, polarities, they are negative charges. So how they are going to attract the negative charges, okay, will come to the figure 12a. So from where they are going to attract the negative charges? Because of the two regions, one from the p substrate, another from the n regions. So from the n regions, okay, so we know that n regions are having majority charge carriers are electrons, minority charge carriers are the holes, and from the p substrate minority charge carriers are electrons and majority charge carriers are the holes. So still we can find some negative charges from the p substrate, and we can find the negative charges from, okay, two regions of the n substrate. So because of accumulation of positive charges here, So they are going to attract the since the accumulation of positive charges here, they are going to attract the negative charge from N region as well as P substrate. So that makes the accumulation of negative charges here, and it creates the N channel. So N channel is nothing but negative charges between these two N channels, and it enhances the N channel. So because of this region, we say the enhancement of N channel. Okay, so this is what I am trying to convenience here. So because of it is created negative charges N channels. So the title is given as figure 12 represents a representation of the basic E MOSFET construction and operation of N channel. Okay. So next, the conductivity of the N channel is enhanced by increasing the gate to source voltage and thus pulling more electrons into the channel area. For any gate voltage below the threshold value, there is no channel. Okay. So there is a threshold here. Okay, there is a threshold here. So below the threshold value, there is no accumulation of positive charges. Still, we can observe some positive charges will be accumulated here, but the attraction is very less. Okay, so there is no creation of this channel. Only above the threshold value of VGG. So these positive charges will be trying to pull the negative charges from N channel and P channel substrate. Okay, so then only it is possible to enhance or make the channel of N region. So now so this is what, or this is how we are going to create the N channel between these two N regions. So now we'll try to map this with other enhancement. So where instead of we are enhancing or creating a negative channel or N channel, so it is possible to create a P channel. Okay, how it is possible to create a P channel? It is completely reverse process. Okay. So that is how. So instead of N, two N regions, we have P regions, and instead of P substrate, we are having N substrate. So we should have here. So now, so let us discuss about the enhancement of P channel. Okay, we are into the N channel to the P channel. So it is completely reverse. So the reverse in the sense, we should have P region here, and here also we should have P regions, and here we should have N substrate. Okay, same here, P region, and here we have N substrate. So as I said, it is a completely reverse process. Since we are having N and N regions, we are able to create a N region, negative charges. But here we have P regions, so we should be able to create a positive or a P channels. Okay. So how it is possible? So how it is possible? So here at this side, okay, we want to create a positive, okay, charges here. We want to create a positive charges here. In the sense, other side what we should have negative charges. And how these negative charges will be accumulated here because of negative VGG. So before in N channel we have given the positive, and because of these positive terminal of VGG, okay, one side is accumulated with the positive, no? So now because of negative VGG, so here negative charges will be accumulated. It's a completely reverse process. So because of these negative charges accumulated at one side of the silicon dioxide layer, so these negative charges are trying to, okay, attract the positive charges or positive, okay, the p types. So where we can find the positive charges more here, because of two reasons. One is at the p region, and okay, these two p regions, and one is at the n region. This p region is having majority charge carriers are holes, right? Okay, p types. Majority charge carriers are p types. Charges are p types. And in the n region, minority charge carriers are okay. Still we can find the, okay, holes, p types, and majority charge carriers are electrons. So because of accumulation of these negative charges, they are trying to pull the, okay, positive charges from this p type and this p type, and because of minority charge carriers at the n substrate, so it creates or enhance the channel having holes. Okay, so now since because of we are giving a negative VGG, we are able to enhance or create the, okay, p channel between two okay, p regions. Okay, so that is what is the difference between n channel operation and p channel operation. And these two, okay, n channel and p channel is only possible because of the VGG should be more than threshold value. Okay, so that in the sense, so here okay, in order to create, we should have enough positive or negative charges, okay, at the one side of one side of the silicon dioxide, okay, one side of the silicon dioxide. So I hope it is clear. We'll move on to the next okay, slide. Next is about the schematic symbol. The schematic symbol for N channel and P channel E MOSFETs are shown in figure 13. Okay, so MOSFET is having two different types, E MOSFET and D MOSFET, and E MOSFET is again having, okay, two different types, so based on the, okay, structure. So that is N channel and P channel. So that we should, okay, know always. Figure 13, okay, the broken lines symbolize the absence of physical channel. Okay, one second. So here, okay, the gate is broken. Okay, so there is no connection at the drain and source. So we are going to enhance the channel. Okay, so because of that reason we say it is a E MOSFET. Okay, so on the broken line symbolize the absence of a physical channel, and because of we are giving external voltage source from VGG, like positive VGG or negative VGG. So we know that when we'll give positive VGG for N channel, and we'll give negative VGG for P uh, channel operations. Okay, so that we understood from the previous slide discussion. Okay, we are going to create, or we are going to enhance the channel. So before that it is not having any channels. Okay, so that is why, so there is a space here, so the space is not having connections. Okay, so this gate is not having connections, sorry. So on inward pointing substrate, arrows is for N channel. So here there is a source, and here there are three connections. Okay, and here we can observe the arrow. Okay, this arrow is what indicates it is inward. Inward in the sense, okay, it is like towards the gate. Okay, so it indicates the N channel operation. And coming to the next figure, so it is for N channel. So in N channel what, sorry, it is for P channel. Okay, before this is for N channel and this is for P channel. And for a P channel, okay, so again there is a gap. Okay, there is a gap here. So why there is a gap? So there is no channel, right? So there is no channel. We want to create, or we want to enhance the channel. So just by giving a voltage from VGG. So in P channel what, we should give the negative VGG, right? So since negative VGG is given, negative charges will be accumulated here, and the positive charges will be accumulated at this side, and it creates or enhances the channel. So that is what we had the discussion in the previous slide. Okay, so just it is for your extra information. And outward pointing, okay, so here this arrow is what, it is outwards. Okay, something like this. So this indicates schematic symbol of P channel enhancement mode. Okay, so this is what the difference between P channel operation and N channel operation inside the E MOSFET. Okay, so that is how to draw is, so this is a drain, and okay, so this is a gate, so and between the drain and this is source. So here there is a gate, so there is a gate here, it is a gap, and for N channel it is inward. Okay, so it is a inward arrow mark, sense like this. For a P channel it is a reverse. Here it is a gate, and here it is a gate, here it is a gray gate, here it is a drain, here it is a source, here it is a gap. So means there is no channel. We want to create a channel, and how to make the difference between P channel operation and N channel operation. For a N channel it is inward, and for a P channel it is outward arrow. Okay, so these two indicates the same. These two indicates the same schematic symbols. So here we'll come to know that E MOSFET transfer characteristics curve. For any transfer characteristic curve, we know that so there are two things, y-axis and x-axis. Okay, so here coming to the figure, we have two figures. figure A and figure B. So let's see figure A. So along for figure A, along the x-axis, okay, we have plus VGS. Along the positive y-axis we have ID. And coming to the figure B, so it is for P channel, and along the negative y-axis we have negative VGS. Since it is a negative VGS, we have drawn a negative x-axis, and along the positive y-axis we have same thing ID. Okay, so now coming to the first point, E MOSFET uses only channel enhancement. Therefore, N-channel device requires a positive gate to source voltage, and P-channel device requires a negative gate to source voltage. Figure shows the general transfer characteristic curve for both the type of E MOSFETs. Okay, so we know that there are two different types in E MOSFET. Okay, N MOSFET, I mean E MOSFET under N channel, and E MOSFET under P channel. So in E MOSFET concept, we know that there is no channel is exist between the drain and source or near the gate. Just we are going to enhance, or we are just going to develop the channel. Okay, so so because of that reason, it is named as an enhancement. We are going to enhance it, or we are going to build it. Okay, so for that reason we are given the topic name as a enhancement mode. Okay, enhancement mode. And to build that channel for an N channel device, we require a positive voltage between the gate and source, for an N channel. So we have drawn transfer characteristics along the x-axis, positive x-axis, so which indicates positive VGS. And for a P channel it is a reverse. Okay, always it is a reverse. So in order to enhance or build P channel E MOSFET, we require voltage between the gate and source as a minus VGS. Since for that reason we have drawn VGS along the minus x-axis, along the minus x-axis. Coming to the second point, there is no drain current when VGS is equal to 0. So when VGS is equal to 0, we cannot expect drain current. Therefore the E MOSFET, so which means so until unless we give some VGS, so we are not able to observe some drain current. Next, therefore the E MOSFET does not have a significant IDSS parameter, as do the JFET and the D MOSFET. I mean the function or the concept of we are getting a drain current is the same as we do or we understand in the JFET type, or as we understood in the JFET concept or D MOSFET concept. So also what we have to notice here, so there is ideally no drain current until VGS reaches certain non-zero value called the threshold voltage VGS. One thing we show that, so when VGS is equal to 0, we cannot expect the drain current. And also I cannot say that, so as soon as when I started giving a VGS, whether it is a positive VGS or negative VGS, positive VGS for N channel and negative VGS for a P channel. So as soon as we started giving the VGS, for better understand, I will take the N channel, and the whole concept is reversed for P channel. So as soon as when I give a VGS, positive VGS, we cannot expect ID. It requires E MOSFET, it requires some non-zero values. Some non-zero values here we are having some positive VGS, but we are not able to expect, okay, ID. So as soon as when we started getting the ID value at particular VGS, here VGS, that certain value of VGS is called as a threshold. So that threshold value is what? VGS threshold. So this VGS threshold value is positive for N channel and it is reverse for P channel. Okay. So the equation for the parabolic transfer characteristic curve for E MOSFET differs from the from that of the JFET, differ from the JFET and the D MOSFET, because the curve starts at start at VGS threshold, reaches then VGS of and the horizontal axis, and never intersects the vertical axis. So here the thing we have to understand is the equation for E MOSFET, to know that ID, it is not similar to, okay, it is not similar to JFET and D MOSFET. Okay, JFET and D MOSFET. So what is the equations we are using for E MOSFET to calculate ID? Okay, so we'll see that in next slide. Okay, so I hope this is clear here. Next, moving on to the problems on E MOSFET. E MOSFET transfer characteristic curve is ID is equal to K into VGS minus VGS threshold whole square. From the previous discussion, uh, from the transfer characteristic curve, so along the x-axis as written VGG or VGS whatever, along the y-axis it is written ID, and ID is going to change after the threshold value of VGS. Before the threshold value of VGS, ID is almost 0. So when ID is going to change, and when we want to find out the ID for a particular value of VGS above the threshold value of VGS threshold, so we can make use of this mathematical equation. ID is equal to K into VGS minus VGS threshold whole square. The constant K depends on particular MOSFET. Each MOSFET, it gives the different value of K. So MOSFET is having a different MOSFET is having P substrate and N substrate, and based on the composition of P substrate and N substrate that we are using during the manufacture, the K value is going to differ. Okay, so that we have to understand here. So moving on to the problems. The datasheet, see www.fairchild.com. Okay, it's just web reference to see the different MOSFETs, and for each MOSFET maybe give the different K values, okay, something like that. For a 2N7002E MOSFET, okay, where 2N7002E MOSFET is a particular MOSFET. Okay, so this web reference or a data sheet is not required, but we'll concentrate on this particular MOSFET. 2N7702E MOSFET, for this particular MOSFET, gives ID on is equal to 500 milliamps. So ID on is equal to 500 milliamps, that is a minimum current at VGS is equal to 10 volts. So this is what we have to observe here carefully. ID on, okay, so it is a 500 milliamps. So ID on in the sense when the drain current is start giving its value and its minimum value is 500 milliamps, at what VGS is 10 volts. Okay, So when we want to get the minimum value of ID as a 500 milliamps is, what is the required VGS is 10 volts. And VGS threshold is equal to 1 volts. Threshold value is always constant. Okay, after the threshold value of VGS only will get the different value of ID for a different value of VGG or VGS. Okay, whatever. Now next statement is very important to understand. Determine the drain current for VGS is equal to 5 volts. Okay. So now what we have to concentrate here, we have to find out or determine the drain current. Okay. For a given value of VGS is equal to 5 volts. In the sense, we have to find out ID value, right? We have to find out the ID value. Okay. So from this statement, please observe here. So this statement, we have to determine or identify ID value at what VGS? At VGS is equal to 5 volts. So to find out ID, we can make use of this equation. Okay, we can make use of this equation. K is equal to VGS minus VGS threshold. So VGS value is given. VGS value is given 5 volts. So I can substitute here for VGS as 5 volts. And VGS threshold is given, right? Okay, 1 volt. Yes, here I can substitute 1 volt. So this is what about the statement of the statement, okay, given statement. But I have to find out K value. K value is not given, right? So I have to find out. Before I find out ID, I have to find out K value. What is K value? So to find out the K value, the same equation, the same equation I can rearrange. ID by ID by VGS minus VGS threshold value whole square. So we will come to know that what is a K value from the data sheet, but the data sheet is not given. It is in the it may be in the the referred website, but I have to find out, right? I have to find out the same equation, but I have to make the small changes. ID on instead of ID on, or it's a minimum value. Okay, ID minimum value. See here, ID on 500 milliamps, or it's a minimum value at what VGS. So at what VGS? VGS is equal to 10 volts. So ID on or ID minimum value is given 500. 500 milliamps. And VGS is what? 10 volts. Okay, VGS is 10 volts minus VGS threshold. Okay, it's a constant, right? It's always, threshold value is always constant. Yes. So after I substitute these values, yes, I am able to get the value for K. K value is how much? The same thing is, the same thing is written here. Okay, the same thing is written here. So I think 10 minus 1 volt whole square is it's 9. So 9 whole square is what? 81. Okay, 9 nines are 81. So I'll get its value as a 6.17 milliamps per volt square. Okay, so milliamps per volt square is a unit for K. Yes, I got the value for K, right? I got the value for K now. I got the value for K now. Now, by using the same equation, guess I'm able to find out what is a ID. Okay, K is what? 6.17 milliamps, and I have to find out ID at VGS is equal to 5 volts, and threshold value is what? 1 volts. It is not going to differ. Just substitute and I will get the value for ID as a 98.7 milliamps. So this is how we should find out the ID, okay, for this particular problem. Here in this particular problem I have two cases. K is not given. We have to find out the K just by rearranging the equation, but instead of ID on or minimum value of ID at what particular VGS, okay, at what particular of VGS, so the minimum value start giving, okay. So minimum value is 500 milliamps at VGS is equal to 10 volts, so that is what the meaning, and the threshold value will not be defined. After we find out the K value just by substituting the K value, so we have to find out ID at particular VGS or VGG. Okay, what is that particular VGS or VGG? So that's 5 volts. Okay, so I hope it is understood. We'll move on to the next slide. Another type of MOSFET is the depletion MOSFET. Okay, so as we know that MOSFET is having two different types, E MOSFET and a D MOSFET. We came across what is E MOSFET, how it is going to work. Okay, now we'll move on to the D MOSFET, where it is another type of MOSFET, right? And figure 14 illustrates its basic structure. Okay, figure 14 illustrates the basic structure. I'll come to the figure later. The drain and source are diffused into the substrate material and then connected by a narrow channel adjacent to the insulated gate. Both N channel and P channel devices are shown in the figure. We will use the N channel device to describe the basic operation. The P channel operation is the same, except the voltage polarities are opposite those of the N channel. Okay. Okay, after I read out the introduction about the depletion mode, I'll come to the figure 14. Okay, figure 14 is having two different figures, figure A and figure B. First I'll take up the figure A. Okay, before I use this figure, let me tell you about what is the difference between the E MOSFET and D MOSFET. So in the E MOSFET, here there is a N channel and here also N channel, and here it is a P substrate. Okay, but there is no channel exist here. There is no channel exist here. Okay, I'll repeat. There is no N channel exist here. But in depletion mode, okay, depletion MOSFET, this channel is already exist, okay, at the silicon dioxide layer. So that is one major difference between E MOSFET and D MOSFET. Okay, should understand that properly. So again, drain is common, gate is common, source is common, and the drain gate is diffused in the P substrate. Okay, where drain and source is having the N channel or N substrate are diffused in the P substrate. Okay, so this is all about the N channel, and the operations I'll discuss about later. And for a better understand of depletion MOSFET, I will take up the example of N channel only. Okay, where coming to the P channel, so wherever N is there will be replaced with the P, and wherever P is there will be replaced with the N.
Okay, so vice versa. See, between the p channel there is a channel is exist having the polarities, okay, holes are positive, and these two p substrate are diffused in the n substrate. Okay, the same thing, but it is reverse. Again the channel is exist, already it is exist, okay, at the gate side, at the silicon dioxide layer, just okay, aside the silicon dioxide layer. Coming to the operation of n channel is the same as a p channel, but the polarities of okay, voltage that we are giving to the gate is different. For example, for a n channel, to the gate we are giving a positive voltage. For a p channel we are giving a negative voltage. Or else for a n channel we are giving a negative voltage. For a p channel we are giving a positive voltage. Okay. So operations is totally different. Okay. Instead of n, p region, and vice versa. Instead of gate, okay, for a gate okay, terminal, the polarities of the voltage supply will be reverse. So that is what the major difference of operation of a n channel and p channel that we should understand. Okay, so this is all about the okay, introduction about the depletion MOSFET or a DMOSFET. So next, the DMOSFET can be operated in either of two modes, the depletion mode or the enhancement mode. Okay, so this is what the difference between the EMOSFET and DMOSFET, and I explained in the earlier also. DMOSFET can be what is the difference between the EMOSFET and DMOSFET is okay, DMOSFET can be operated in both the cases, in both the ways, okay, either in enhancement mode or depletion mode. So how it is possible is okay, so that we'll discuss later, and is sometimes called depletion or enhancement MOSFET. Okay, DMOSFET can sometimes okay, we can say that it's a depletion mode or enhancement mode because we are able to operate in two different ways: EMOSFET, enhancement MOSFET, and DMOSFET. Okay, so since the gate is insulated from the channel, either a positive or a negative gate voltage can be applied. Okay, so at the gate, if you observe that, so there is a silicon dioxide layer, okay, and already channel is exist. Okay, so for n channel operation, n channel is exist, and for a p channel operation, p channel is already exist. The n channel MOSFET operates in the depletion mode when the negative gate to source voltage is applied, and the enhancement mode when a positive gate to source voltage is applied. These devices are generally operated in the depletion mode. Okay, so how okay, for better understand, as I already told you, I will take up the okay, one particular device, that is a n channel DMOSFET, and how that DMOSFET how that n channel DMOSFET can be operated in both the ways, like EMOSFET and DMOSFET. So that is like with two different voltage polarities. Okay, so when the gate to source voltage is given, voltage is applied, I mean the negative gate to source voltage is applied, it is in the enhancement mode, and the gate to source voltage is applied, okay, positive gate to source voltage is applied, it acts as a okay, enhancement mode. Okay, so this is what, see, I'll read it once again. The n channel MOSFET operates in the depletion mode when the negative gate to source voltage is applied, and in the enhancement mode okay, when the positive gate to source is applied. So when we give the two different polarities from the voltage source, it is going to act as a two different ways, either in DMOSFET and EMOSFET. Okay, so that we'll discuss in the next slide. Okay, so that we have to understand. Okay, So what we have to understand, D MOSFET can be operated in both the ways, E MOSFET or D MOSFET, enhancement MOSFET or depletion MOSFET. Okay, so that is very important to understand here. So next, depletion mode visualization. Visualize the gate as one plate of the parallel plate capacitor and the channel is the another plate. Okay, at the silicon dioxide level, as I told you. So it acts as a capacitor. Okay, capacitor is having a two plates, right? Where one side of the capacitor plate is accumulated with one charger and charges, and another plate of the capacitor will be accumulated with the different or opposite charges. In the similar way, okay, this D MOSFET will be operate. The silicon dioxide insulating layer is the dielectric. Okay, with a negative gate voltage, the negative charges on the gate repel conduction electrons from the channel, leaving positive ions in their place. Thereby, the N channel is depleted of some of its electrons, thus it decreases the channel conductivity. So the conductivity and its operations will be discussed okay, in the next slide. So after so discussion here, we should understand the major thing is what? D MOSFET can be operated in both the ways, E MOSFET and D MOSFET with the different voltage polarities. Okay. Next slide we'll understand in details. So now, okay, so threshold value is very important. Okay, so threshold value of VGG or VGS is very important. So above the threshold value, so only okay, enhancement mode or depletion mode will be exist. Now, the greater the negative voltage on the gate, the greater the depletion of N channel electrons at the sufficient negative gate to source voltage VGS off. The channel is totally depleted and the drain current is zero. This depletion mode is illustrated in the figure 15a. Okay. So now we'll come to the figure 15, operation of a N channel. Okay. We have taken okay, example as a N channel D MOSFET. So see here, it's a N substrate diffused in the P substrate, and N channel is already exist. Okay. So enhancement and depletions terms, okay, we know that the picture of enhancement and depletion, okay, so we know that. So enhancement is what? We are going to enhance or we are going to elaborate something. So depletion is what? We are going to decrease or we are going to deplete something, right? Okay. So what we are going to enhance and what we are going to deplete is very important. So enhancement and depletion is on the channel that is already exist at the silicon dioxide layer at the gate side. Okay, silicon layer that is already exist at the gate side. So this is what the okay N channel is already exist. N channel is already what? Exist. So if I want to make this device as a N channel, okay, enhancement mode means I want to elaborate this, okay, I'll elaborate this channel width. So if I want to make this device to operate in the depletion mode means what? I want to decrease this channel width. Okay. Now, first I will okay go with the depletion mode. Okay, I'll use the same device. But I'm going to make this device to operate under enhancement mode and depletion mode both. So if I want to make it in a depletion mode, okay, I want to make this device to be operate in the depletion mode means what? I want to decrease this channel width. I want to decrease this channel width in the sense what? This channel is okay is created because of negative charges, right? Because of negative charges. So now I want to remove that negative charges, or I want to neutralize that negative charges. Okay, so how I should remove these negative charges or neutralize these negative charges? By using a positive charges. Okay, by using positive charges. So I want more positive charges to be accumulate here. Okay, I want more charges to be accumulate here. So if I want to make more positive charges to be accumulated here, in the sense what? Okay, I want negative charges here. So because of these negative charges, positive charges, they are present in this P substrate, will be attracted towards the negative charges, and they will be accumulated at the silicon dioxide layer. For example, at another side of the capacitor plate. And another possibility is what? Minority charge carriers at the N regions. Okay, minority positive or volts are the minority charge carriers at the N regions. So from the N regions, minority charge carriers, they have volts, will be attracted and accumulated here. So now positive charges will be attracted, and already okay, negative charges are there, and they will be become neutralized, and channel width will be decrease. So when the channel width is decreases, I can say this is the depletion mode, enhancement mode, depletion MOSFET. Okay, so this is how to make this, okay, MOSFET to be operate under depletion mode. So this is able to achieve only because of we are giving a negative charge, negative voltage. Okay, we are giving negative voltage, VGG or VGS, both are same. Now I want to make this same device to be operate under enhancement mode. What is the meaning of enhancement? We are going to elaborate, or we are going to enlarge it, right? What we are going to enlarge it? So the channel which is already exist. Okay, this channel is already exist. I want to make it elaborate, or I want to make it enhance. So I should do the enhancement process here. So how to make it elaborate? Already negative charges are there. And to make it elaborate or enlarge means what? I want more electrons to be accumulated here. How they are going to accumulate? So electrons is already present in N region. And minority charge carriers in the P regions are also electrons. So from these regions, electrons should be accumulated. So I want to make these electrons to be accumulated here, means what? It should be attracted by the positive holes, right? Positive holes are positive charges. So I want these positive charges to be accumulated here first. Okay, so how it is possible? By giving a positive voltage. Okay, by giving positive VGG or VGS. See here, we have taken the N channel D MOSFET, but the same device, we are making that device to be operated under both depletion enhancement mode and depletion MOSFET and E MOSFET or enhancement MOSFET. The device is same, but we are making that device to be operated under two different ways, E MOSFET and D MOSFET. How it is possible? Just by changing the polarity of voltage that we are giving to the gate. Okay, so this is very, very important to understand. So if we decrease the channel width, so it is going to operate under depletion mode. If we are going to increase the channel width, so that means it is going to operate under enhancement mode or enhancement MOSFET. Okay, so very important.